What you're looking at are images from the exhibition now on display at the Holocaust Museum Houston called Speaking Up, Confronting Hate Speech. It's a unique look and demonstration of how hate speech can lead to crimes against humanity, war crimes, and more, and how it's happening today and the tools we need to combat it. Dr. Kelly Zuniga is the CEO of the Holocaust Museum Houston and joins me this morning to talk about this important exhibit. Good morning to you. Good to see you as always.
Yes, great to see you.
And I should let everyone know that I'm honored to be on the board of the Holocaust Museum Houston. It's a great organization. Let's talk about what's the biggest lesson people should learn from being a part of this exhibit?
Well, I think it's so important to learn that the fact that hate speech also generates in the future violent acts. And so identifying and stopping hate speech is really, really important for the perspective of halting future violence. And just being aware of how important it is and how impactful it is on society in general.
And hate speech itself has such a history of instigation, I think. Your release about what was going on here says the Holocaust didn't start with concentration camps, but rather hate speech created the environment that led up to it. What's happening in your world today that shows that there's a need for this kind of reminder of how dangerous hate speech can be?
Well, one of the impetus for the exhibition had to do with the hatred and the hate speech towards the AAPI community here, not only in Houston, but nationally. And so we partnered with that community to create this exhibition so that there would be greater awareness about the importance of fighting hate speech, but also how dehumanization is a major component of hate speech and that whole process to minimize and work towards limiting the way people look at a particular minority group.
Right.
So it's a very, very important topic, and it's just so important at this point in time.
How do you hope that this one exhibition can make a difference? I mean, clearly, you got to get people to come see it, number one, and hopefully there's a ripple effect. But I think I know you to be an eternal optimist, so maybe that's part of what the hope is, that this is going to help generate some groundswell of at least some knowledge about what this is all about.
We're all about educating the public and students, and this exhibition will travel throughout the state of Texas, but also we're creating a smaller sized exhibition so that it can go to community centers throughout the state and beyond. And so we feel that by educating the public, that's a very, very important first start in fighting hatred. And then also that kind of moves us on to our conference that we're hosting on February 26th and 27th, the Moving Forward Challenging Racism Conference at the museum.
And what is that conference going to be about?
Well, this is really a great opportunity from the standpoint of highlighting the history of prejudice and hatred towards the AAPI community, and focusing on a little bit of the history, but also what we can do in current times to change that and change the trajectory. So we have some really dynamic speakers, national recognized speakers as part of the conference. And probably the most important thing is it's free to the public.
That is an important thing that people should know about. The Holocaust Museum does much more than focus on the Holocaust. Clearly that is the main effort, but the human rights part of what goes on, that's an offshoot, is it not? Human rights violations, that encompasses what happened in the Holocaust as well, does it not?
Yes, it does. So the human rights effort is an outgrowth of the Holocaust. And so as part of our mission, we focus on educating about the importance of human rights. And so it kind of ties together with that word speaking up, taking action. One of the hallmarks of our museum is that when you leave, you should be ready to and motivated to make a difference in society and know how to do that.
I don't recall a time when I've ever left there when I haven't been motivated to go do something positive for the community in one way, shape, or form. Most of the time, the Holocaust Museum is closed on Mondays, correct? But Martin Luther King Day is not one of those days.
That's right. That's right. So we are free to the public on Martin Luther King Day, and also we are a COVID-19 immunization site. And so I encourage anyone that if you would like to come in and see our museum for free and get your immunization, that would be fantastic, and see the museum at the same time.
That is one of the best deals I can think of for somebody to take their time on Martin Luther King Day and do something that's going to be positive all the way around. Thank you. Kelly, thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do in leading this great museum, touching the lives of so many other people. I'm glad to be a part of it. I don't know how I get invited to these organizations, but somebody's going to find out the secret about me one of these days. But until they do, I'm with you, okay?
Well, you are with us, and we really appreciate you, Camberell.
Thank you so much.